Hello everyone, my name is Jeevan. In this video, I'm going to talk about footprinting and reconnaissance. Reconnaissance and the footprinting is the first step in in any attacker uh, start with, or ethical hacker or pen tester start with. But as in my previous video, I also already spoke about what are the types of hacker available and ethical hacking and ethical hacking and all these terms. But how actually they perform the hacking, it's a long process that it goes in several phases. I already spoke about the phases, the 5 phases this whole process goes through. So the first one is the reconnaissance. Actually, they need to have some information to attack into any network. So let's say there is a black hat. In case of white hat hacker, I spoke, the white hat hacker is already provided by some information about the infrastructure, what is their network connectivity, and what are the application, the platform they are using, and all. But in case of black hat hacker, the person is not going to have any information. The person needs to start with the beginning. The first thing first, the attacker, the person needs to have the information about what to attack. So gathering such information, about the target, collecting information about the target network to identify various way, what can be the way, the tool that can be used, and what exploit can be performed, that all these things can be analyzed and define the strategy. So reconnaissance is it's all about identifying and surveying, the initial survey we can say, and collecting covertly discovering and collecting information about the target system. It's a broader term, reconnaissance. Under the reconnaissance, the footprinting is the something, the first step any attacker uh, uh, to perform any attack into the target, so they try to collect the information about the target. What is the network? Are they using any firewall or not? What is their platform, backend platform? What application they are using? What version they are using? What are the IP scope they have? What DNS server they have? Is there any vulnerability in their DNS server? So all these things they collect, try to gather the information and prepare the list. Uh, then they define the strategy how to attack into this network. So the footprinting can be two types. One is called passive footprinting and another called active footprinting. The passive footprinting is uh, passively gathering information about the target without affecting or interacting to the target. So the target is not aware of if someone is footprinting, someone is covertly discovering about my network or my application. However, that person is planning in the ground somewhere, sitting indirectly and passively collecting information and planning to perform attack into. But in case of active footprinting, so they try to have a direct interaction. They may run the real scan into the network, and they may try to do footprinting, so real probe with the direct. So that is called active footprints. We'll talk about all these scanning methods and everything in next uh, future videos. But here we can understand here like the passive is something without interacting, without making any probe, or the gathering information from the publicly available domain about the target, so that information can be used to attack into that system. So this is about the types of attacks. We get the not attack, the active and passive footprinting. So what are the key information the attacker is after, and so they can plan for a attack. So the majorly any attacker or any penetration tester go after the information like a organization level. It's the employee detail, the telephone number, their location, their background of the organization, the business, what they are using, the technology they are using, and news articles they may explore. They may go and check the press releases and related document, etc. And second, the most important, that is network information. So under the network information, the during the footprinting or reconnaissance phase, the attacker or pen tester try to gather as much as information about the domain or subdomain information and network blocks, the range that is they are using, and network topology they try to, and what router model of firewall they are using, and the IP address scope, and they may further go and check the DNS information, who is information, and all. Then next one, uh, someone can try to gather information about the system related. So system related means the web server OS information they can try, and the location of the server they can go, and publicly available email addresses or maybe username and password. All these information the attacker can gather in the first step. Then once all these information is gathered and collected, then the question comes how those information can be collected about any target. So there are several techniques uh, we can use to gather the information about the target. So these techniques uh, will be very useful finding the information, and based on the techniques that that person is using, it is called active or passive uh, reconnaissance footprinting as well. So in case the the search engine, the search engine is a very good information provided about any target. So you can search about the target into any search engine, the normal surface web, or you may go deeper and check into this other uh, search engine like Shodan uh, and all. So from there, the Google hacks, the Google Doc you can use to search the information about. Uh, so next one, the email uh, footprinting you can do. So maybe you can try to gather the all email address of employee working with for X company, that you can do this scan and a reconnaissance using several tools available, email harvesting tools. There are, I'll talk about the tools, and I'll also walk you through how to use these tools to extract the information from the LinkedIn working from some X company or something with name information and their title. And then for the another technique that can be used, the DNS footprinting. So DNS footprinting using, you can get the information about the DNS server and the feature they are using, whether their DNS server is uh, hardened to take zone transfer or not. So then further you can go into the whois.com. So whois.com footprinting, by which you can get to know the extract the links and the lookup IP geolocation and their uh, what is the complete range they have got, and who is the administrator there, and what is the AS number they have. So based on all these information, uh, we can plan for uh, attack into the target. And the not last but the very important one, the social engineering. The social engineering is the one of the biggest footprinting, and very difficult to mitigate this as well. The social engineering is about going after the and manipulating the employee or or going and figuring out the information about the target using social engineering techniques. And so they can they can go after its sort of art of, because human are more prone to make error, and the social engineer depend in the fact that people are unaware of their valuable information, so they may give some lucrative offer, or they may impersonate uh, to be as a, or they may show some urgency, and based on those techniques they they can try to get the information about the critical system the person may be working in the company. So the social engineering is the very important techniques, the and a useful techniques which for which there is a very least countermeasures are available as well. We- So these are the very important techniques. Uh, but that's not the complete list, but I just try to cover the very important one for now. And in the next video, I will go in detail about how to perform email footprinting and the DNS footprinting and the whos.com footprinting, and so that we can plan and get the as much as information about any target, and based on the target we can try to draw the network map. uh, so that is called enumeration we can do. So enumeration is the itemizing the detail that we have captured from the reconnaissance, the footprinting, and then make it as a more uh, readable, or a more connect all the information gather and make it a plan, and define the or outline the map or a network connectivity possibly the target may have. So that's it in this video. If this has been informative, please consider subscribing my channel. Thanks for watching.